Hello, and welcome to another Contemplative Living, where we talk about concepts to bring contemplative living into our everyday lives. Spirit once said to me that, and this was kind of a New Year's contemplation that we had, and what Spirit said was, today we begin to see from present awareness and supreme optimism. And so we need to talk a little bit about the new year, I think. To start, the start of each new year is a time to reflect on the year past and make plans for the future. It holds a special magic with a promise of new opportunities and the possibility to change our lives for the better. The new year is like a declaration or a decree to change our lives and to set the tone for what we'll experience in the next 365 days. At the beginning of the year, it's paramount that we determine what we expect and give voice to it. So, to start this year, I thought, let's talk about how we can launch ourselves into this new year using loving kindness. And so let's get into it.
Welcome to Contemplative Living, where we view contemplations for the week to have a better understanding of our spiritual paths. This is Contemplative Living with Dave Bennett, contemplations and reflective meditations.
All right, so in order to get started, let's look at heart and mind together. Our heart and mind together. Think about working together. Both must go hand in hand, fulfilling emotions positively with understanding. So, our heart is our emotional center. It's also where we connect to the light. It's also our connection to the oneness, to our God essence, to the divine nature that resides within each and every one of us. But we connect that with our understanding, with our rational mind, so that we can work together in unison and create even more positive outcomes. So, to start, we want to feel loving kindness flowing from our heart, bringing a feeling of peacefulness and harmony. So it all begins within each and every one of us. When we can connect to our heart center, our divine nature, then we can feel that loving kindness. I like to do it with just simple meditation. I like to focus on my breath, and then I like to look at my heart and see if there's anything there that is uncomfortable, that is disheartening, and just allow that to float away. And then I like to use my breath as a center of focus, and examine my heart even further, and anything that's no longer necessary, I let that float away as well. It allows me to then be more still, more quiet, and to look at myself and consider that I am a friend. I'm a friend to myself. A lot of times we don't see ourselves that way. And so in order to put that into your heart center and realize that you are your best friend, that is when the loving kindness begins to flow within us. And then we can extend that loving kindness out to others. So, loving kindness is a quality of the heart that makes no distinction among any living being. So, in that center where we're feeling that loving kindness, we can then expand that from ourselves out to whoever's with us, maybe our family, our extended circles, and we keep expanding it so that we then feel that loving kindness for all of humanity. That we understand that we all have our foibles, we're all, struggling in life, but we can extend a loving kindness to everyone. Good morning, Mary Beth. I hope you're having the greatest New Year as well. Thank you for joining us. Generate loving kindness in one's heart toward all people. So that's what we're talking about, is generating that from our heart center. And so to start out 2022, we want to diminish hatred. We want to diminish those feelings of uncertainty. We want to diminish all of those things that cause discord within our heart and enlarge the love. And we can do this, and this is how we do something about it in 22, is we start with ourselves, becoming a friend of ourself, recognizing that we are our best friend and that we're going to move forward with that focus and with that loving kindness as our center. So we benefit. The more loving kindness that is in our heart reduces ego. And I'm not at a point. I've learned a long time ago. After my near-death experience, I thought I had to destroy the ego. That's not where I come from today. I've learned that my ego gives me some drive in life, and that ego just needs to be in balance. So if we generate a lot of loving kindness, the more loving kindness that there is in our heart, the less ego is in control. The less ego is just too much. So we want our ego to be in balance, to give us the drive that we need, and to help us in recognizing that we are our own best friend. But we don't want it overpowering us. We want loving kindness to be the focus that we project into the new year. So I hope that your celebrations were wonderful, peaceful, heartfelt, and that you now have a positive step forward into this new year, and that you're going to build on that from day to day, week to week, month to month, and so that you begin to live in a better place. This is my hope for you. This is my hope for us, that we begin to generate. We reach that apex, that turning point where the world can then understand that it's more important to live within that loving kindness than it is to exploit one another. That it's more important that we live with loving kindness, and we can begin being more productive. We can help each other. We can get more done, and we can create a world that is wonderful to live in. I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope you have a blessed week. Namaste.